Welcome to the Database Dojo. Today, we're going to talk about the where clause. The where clause in SQL is used to filter values in a database table so that only the rows that meet given conditions are selected. In other words, only the rows that match the specified conditions are included in the final result set. We can have one or more conditions in the where clause. The where clause works with many operators. These are the most common operators and the ones that we're going to explore together. Here we have a few more. I'm going to show you these two slides again at the end for future reference, because I think we're going to understand them better if we first work through some examples together. I am in pgadmin 4 now, which is a PostgreSQL management tool. And I have many examples here, and we're going to work through them together. We're going to explore each of the operators that we saw on the previous slides. The first operator that we're going to explore is going to be the equal operator. So let's say that in your database, you have customers from different countries, and you want to list all the customers that are from Germany. So before we write the query, let's explore the customers table. So to do that, I'm going to select everything from customers. Let's see. So here in the customers tables, we have, let me see, we have a customer ID. These are the columns. So we have the customer ID, we have company name, contact name, address. Where can I find Germany? We have address, city. Oh, okay. I see a column. I see a column that says country. And look at that. The first one that I see is Germany. However, it is giving me all the countries that we have on file. We have Mexico, we have the United Kingdom. So for this example, we only want customers from Germany. So Germany is in the country column. So that means that I need to use the country column to perform the query. I'm gonna do where, and country is the column that I want to use. Country equals, in SQL, to indicate the word that we're using is a string, meaning it's just regular text, meaning that it's not a table, it's not a special keyword, it's just plain text. We use single quotes. And here we put the country that we want to use. Make sure that you write the text exactly how you want it, because it's gonna match everything on the word. It's gonna go character by character. So this is the query. Now let's run this query. And now let's go see. Now, as you can see, I only get the customers that are from Germany. However, I had to scroll to the right to see the country. I don't need all these columns, right? So I can just do, let me see, I can just do contact name, which is this column. It looks like these are the names that we have. Let's do only the columns that we want. Contact name, comma, and let's do country. Now I'm only gonna get these two columns, and I'm gonna see only the customers that are from Germany, from the country Germany. Let's run this query. There we go. So you can see we have 11 people from Germany. And because I only selected these two columns, these are the two columns that I get. Let's go to the next one. Now the operator that we're going to explore is the less than operator. As you might remember from your math class, the less operator is just this sign here, less than. And how I distinguish the less than from the greater than is I look at the narrow side. It goes from narrow to wide, then I know it's less than. If it goes from wide to narrow, then it's greater than. That's how I distinguish between those two. So let's explore the less operator. So first, I want to select everything from the products table because this is the table that is telling me that is at. I want to explore the table to see, oh, how many columns it has, which columns am I gonna be interested in. So I'm gonna select everything from products. And I'm gonna run this query. Okay, I see that I have 77 rows. The example is asking me list the products which unit price is less than $20. Let me see. Oh, here we go. I see the unit price. I have, let's explore these. Let's scroll down. I have 18. I have 19. Okay, those are less than $28. However, I have one that is 21 and 35 cents. Have one that is $40. And yeah, I have many prices, and I'm only interested in the ones that are less than $20. So how how am I going to approach this? In a very similar fashion, I always follow the syntax where, and because this is the column that I can see the price, as you can see, the unit price, I'm gonna go ahead and select that column and work with that column where unit price is less than 20. Because this is a number, we don't use single quotes. Numbers, you can just write the number. SQL is smart enough to understand that if you write a number, it's just a number. However, when it comes to letters or words, that's when you want to use the single quotes. Let's go ahead and run this script. And as you can see, I am only now getting the ones that are less than 20. If I scroll down, every number that I see is less than 20. Okay, let's move on to the next one. So this example is very similar to the other example. List the products which unit price is 20 or less than 20. So in this example, it is very similar to this one. However, in this example, we're not including the ones that are 20. We're just including the ones that are 20, meaning, you know, if something is 19.99999, that's still less than 20, but we never get a 20. However, if you want to include the 20, let's say that you have a store and you have a customer that tells you, I only want to spend $20 or less. What products do you have that are $20 or less? Because this example is pretty similar to this example. We're going to copy this one and paste it here, and we gotta modify it a little bit. If you think about it, we're going to get the products that are less than 20 or that are 20, meaning that are less or equal to 20. And this will be the query that would show us the products that are $20 or less. And something that I want to do that I didn't do in the previous example, I don't want to see everything. I only want to see the name of the product, and I only want to see the price. So let me go ahead and just list those columns that I'm working with. Product name. Yeah, I don't need to see the supplier. I only want to see the product name, and I want to see the unit price. So I'm gonna list these columns here. And I'm gonna go ahead and run this query. And as you can see, I have now products that are $20 or are less than $20. Let me see if I can find the one that is 20. Yeah, here we go. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Very similar. Okay, this example is very similar to the other one. So we're gonna go ahead and copy and paste the previous one. And again, I only want to see the product name. And the unit price. And this example is asking me to list the products that are more than 20. And like we discussed, narrow to wide, meaning that this is less than 20. So if I just want to see the ones that are greater than 20, I just need to flip the sign. Go ahead and execute that query. And as you can see now, I have the products that are more than $20. And if you want to include the prices that are actually $20, then you would do greater than or equals to 20. Go ahead and do that. And here I have included the 20. Let's move on to the next one. The next operator that we're going to explore is going to be the not equal operator. First, let's see again everything in the products table. I'm going to do select. I'm going to select everything from products from that query. So let me see, list the products that we have in stock. Let me see how we're gonna approach this. Okay, I see this column says units in stock. Okay, we have 39 in stock, 17. So here I have 0, and let me scroll down. I have another 0. I just want to list the one that we have in stock, meaning that I don't want to see the ones that are 0. I want to see everything else, but I don't see the ones that are 0. Okay, so let me prepare the query. I don't want to see everything now. I don't want to see everything now. I only want to see the name of the product here. So product name. And I want to see units in stock. Where units in stock does not equal 0. How am I going to do the units in stock does not equal 0? Let me show you. If you come from another programming language, of maybe you have seen something like this before, does not equals this mean not and this mean equal. So therefore, it translates to not equal. However, in many versions of SQL, this is not supported. That means that it's not gonna work if you do this. What is recommended, so let's explore this idea. So to represent that something is not equal to 0 or to any number, we're going to go to the previous query that we just wrote. So if I use this operator to give the numbers that are less than a number, and I use this other operator to give the numbers that are greater than another number, then maybe I can combine them, and indeed I can combine them. So we're gonna meet in the middle, and I'm not gonna give the ones that are less than something or the ones that are greater than something, and it's not equal to that number. So the only number that I can give is the one that is not equal to the number I am comparing. So let me show you. Let me go back to my query, and I have here where units in stock are not equal to 0. And this is how I will represent not equal in SQL. Again, in some versions of SQL, this can work, but we want to keep our queries as general as possible so we can go to multiple versions of SQL and use the same query. So let me go ahead and run this query. And as you can see here, I don't have anything that is 0. I have 10, I have 17, 5, everything but 0. Let's go to the next one. The operator that we're going to see now is going to be the AND operator. Let me read the exercise. Display the products that we do not have in stock and we do not have units in order. In other words, this is asking me to show the products that we don't have in stock and that we don't have units on order, meaning that we don't have them and we don't know when we're going to have them. So it might be discontinued or it might be unavailable. We do not have them in stock and we do not have units on order. So let me go ahead and select everything from the products table again, because I think because I'm gonna need more information from products. Let me go ahead and run this query to see everything on the table. So next to units in stock, we have units on order. Okay, I can see one here that I have 0 for units in stock and I have 0 for units on order. So let me go ahead and show you how we can approach this. Again, I only want the name of the product. I don't want to see everything on the table because I don't need everything on the table. So I'm just gonna list the columns that I need. Column name, units in stock, and units on order. From products where, let's read the exercise again. Display the products that we do not have in stock and we do not have units on order. So that means that this part we do not have in stock. That means that this time they need to be equal to 0. So let me do that part. Units in stock equals 0. And like I said in the select video, when you write a query, you want to think about it in a way that you would say it. For example, can you please tell me the products that you do not have in stock and the products that you do not have in order? So in that case, the and operator is pretty easy. You just got to say and units on order equal 0. This will be the query that will display the units that we do not have in stock and that we do not have on order. So let me go ahead and run this query. And as you can see, I have 4 things that we don't have them in stock and we have not ordered anything from them again. Let's move on to the next one. Let me make some space here. List the products that are associated with the supplier's IDs 2 or 7. List all the products associated with the supplier IDs 2 or 7. Now we are dealing with different columns. Let's go ahead and list everything from the table to see which columns we can use to solve this query. Select everything from products. That is spelled products right. Oops. Okay. Here we go. Run that query. Okay. List the products that are associated with suppliers IDs 2 or 7. Okay, okay, I see here. I have some supplier IDs and I can see the 2 now. However, I don't see the 7. I need to, okay, if I scroll down a little bit, I can see the 7. Do I have more? Yeah, but you don't want to waste your time just scrolling. We can just simply write a query and that way we can get the products associated with this supplier. So let me select the product name. And let me select the supplier ID. Okay, these are the columns that I want to work with. And following the syntax where supplier ID is equal to 2. And again, let's imagine that we are speaking and we say, okay, I want the supplier IDs that are either 2 or 7. So the or operator is just the word or and supplier ID equals 7. You need to provide the supplier ID twice. You need to, you cannot say or 7. This wouldn't work. You got to specify the column twice because you can't have a different column here. It doesn't have to be the same column. You need to specify for each number. So let's go ahead and run this query. And as you can see here, I have only the ones that are either 2 or 7. One downside of using the OR operator is that you gotta like specify each column for each number, and that can get pretty long because let's say that you say or supplier ID equals 13, and the more numbers that you have, the longer the query is gonna get. So something that we can do to fix that is use our next operator, which is the in operator. So to work with the in operator, we specify the column that we want to work with, and we give the in operator a list of values you can choose from. So I'm gonna do where supplier ID in, and in parentheses, I'm gonna provide the two numbers I was working with, and I should get the same result. Let's run this query. As you can see, I get the same result. And this is better because if I have more numbers, more supplier IDs, let's say that I have 13, that I have 8, 3, it's more readable and it's just easier to see. And make sure to write in uppercase letters each SQL keyword, because it will still work if you write it in lowercase. SQL is no case sensitive. However, by convention and because it just looks better today, it's more easy to understand. That's why we capitalize each keyword in SQL. So let's say that I have this query. Let me go ahead and run this query so you can see that it works. So yeah, so I only get the IDs that I provided. I have the 8, 2, 3, 13. So as you can see, it works. So let's move to the next exercise. And let me make some space here. Now we're going to explore the between operator. The between operator, again, SQL is like talking. And we're working with the same column as we did in the previous query. So let's go ahead and select product name, select product name, and we're gonna have the supplier ID column, and we're going to have the supplier ID column from the table that we have been working with, which is products. Where supplier ID between two, and we use the and operator with the between operator, and 4. And I don't think I read the exercise, but in case I didn't do it, let me do it. Display only the products with the supplier ID between 2 and 4. So here's how we will use the between operator. And again, we use it when we want to get numbers between these two numbers. Something about the between operator is that these two numbers are gonna be included. The between operator is inclusive, meaning that these two numbers are gonna be included too. Let me go ahead and run this query. And as you can see, I get the 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I only get numbers between 2 and 4, which the only number between 2 and 4 is 3. but you can apply that to any number. Let's move to the next one. And let me make some space here. The operator that we're gonna explore now is the like operator. The like operator is very useful when you have an idea of what you want, but you don't know exactly what you want. For example, in the previous example we did with the country, you had to put Germany. You had to say Germany with the capital G for that way SQL can find it. However, when we use the like operator, you don't have to match exactly every letter. So let me go ahead and show you how we can do that. And we're gonna move to another table. So I want to select everything from that table. Customers. Yeah, let me go ahead and select everything from that table. So the exercise is asking me to list all the customers with the contact name Maria. So the first one that I have, I have a Maria. However, I don't know how many Marias do I have, and I have 91 customers. If I want to find another Maria, I will have to scroll down and, okay, I see another Maria here. Let me go ahead and scroll down more, see if I can find another Maria. But, as you can see, that's like, okay, we don't want to do that because we can make mistakes. We might not see the next Maria. Instead, we can write a query to get all the Marias that we have in this table. So to use the like operator, you simply type the word like, and in single quotes, you're gonna match exactly the things that you want to get. And it's gonna be, in my case, it's gonna be Maria. And because I want to get everything that has at the beginning Maria, I'm gonna do %, like the percentage sign, and that's going to allow me to match everything after Maria. So I'm going to go ahead and run this query. And as you can see, I only have 2 Marias. I guess I was right. However, you don't want to depend on yourself to find a huge um a huge list of Marias just by doing it manually. Okay, for the next example, we're going to explore the is null operator. But before we do that, let's explore this table that we haven't seen. So the table is suppliers. So I'm gonna select everything from suppliers because to get familiar with the table. Select everything from suppliers, run the script. Oh, I typed something wrong. Okay, here you see, this is what happened. I'm glad that I got this syntax error. I am so glad that this error came up because this is what happened when you don't have a semicolon when you finish a SQL query. When you don't have a semicolon, you're gonna get a syntax error and you're gonna say like, syntax errors, I haven't spelled anything wrong. But if you go up, it's probably because you forgot the semicolon. So again, the semicolon is very important because it indicates the end of a SQL query. So if I put the semicolon here and, go down, now let me run the query. And as you can see, now it works. So glad that that error came up. So let's explore this table. So this program says list the suppliers whose regions we have on file, as well as those whose regions we do not have on file. Reading this problem again and analyzing it, now I realize that I only need to select everything, or like, all the regions or in every suppliers So that way I'm gonna list the ones that we have on files and the ones that we do not have on file. So this problem should be divided into two. List the suppliers, yeah, whose regions we do not have on file. Do you understand what I'm saying? If I tell you list what we have and what we don't have, then you would just show me everything. However, if we divide this problem into two, which is what I'm gonna do, list the suppliers whose regions we have on file. So let's explore this table and see. Okay, we have region. Okay, we have LA, we have Victoria. Okay, but we have a lot of null values. And what is a null value? Okay, a null value, think of a null value as nothing. Don't think of it as zero. Don't think of it as the word none. Just think of it as non-existent. For example, let's say you ask somebody, can you please give me your information? Can you provide me your information? And they say, yeah, I'm gonna give you my name, I'm gonna give you my address, and I'm gonna give you my age. So let's say that for some reason they forgot to provide you with the address. And the address, you cannot make it up. You cannot say, oh, this I know where this person lives, because you don't know where this person lives. And this person didn't put just like none, because they just didn't put anything on that form that you gave them. They just didn't provide that information, so you have nothing on your database. So you have nothing in this table. So that's a null value in simple terms. So to do this, we're gonna go ahead and select everything. Not everything, actually. Yeah, let me just get the company name. Actually, I'm gonna get the supplier ID. Yeah, I'm gonna get the supplier ID. Gonna work with the supplier ID and the region. These are the columns that I want to see. From suppliers, where region is not null. And usually we write null in uppercase. However, you can just write it in lowercase. And here I spoiled the last operator that we're going to see. This is the not operator that we use with other operators to return the opposite return. Here, the ones that are null, those are the ones that we do not have on file, because we just don't have anything on file. And I'm gonna go ahead and run this query. And as you can see, for the supplier one, a lot of suppliers, we do not have their region. Now, let me go ahead and delete this query and run this query. And these are the ones that we have on file. We have less on file than we have on file. That's crazy. Okay, that's all I have for today's video. Thank you for watching. This is the Database Dojo. Have a good one. This is the Database Dojo. Have a good one.